Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, we are going to be hopefully finishing up our color along from Eriy Fairytales. We are working on the Rapunzel page, which is this one that I picked. And I've been using several inspiration images. All of these are pulled from Pinterest. And today we're going to be focusing on the tower and then finishing up Rapunzel. So I've been using this as color inspiration. So right now, this part of the tower is done. It kind of looks like this part of the tower is that purpley color too. That's a possibility. I might see about doing that actually. And then this whole part is going to be like a creamy color. And then hopefully we can get the hair to kind of stand out a little bit from that. I'm going to be adding some more yellow to that, but I want it to be a nice blonde. So let me get some colors. I might do, so I know for sure that I want this part of the archway to be like this bluey turquoise color. So let me grab some colors for that. Okay, so I have muted turquoise, cobalt turquoise, and jade green. I'm going to see about just doing the arch of the window, I think, here. And then this part is going to be like a brown, some kind of golden brown kind of color. So first I'm just going to use I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use the muted turquoise first and just give that a nice base of color all the way around. All right, and then I'm going to use the cobalt turquoise as my shadow color. And I'm just kind of adding in shadow where I think that there would be some shadow. So under some of the vines, under some of the leaves. And all of these stones are just going to be a little bit different from each other as well because they're stones, so that just kind of tends to happen. Okay, so I'm going to blend that out a little bit with the muted turquoise again. Okay, and I'm going to use this jade green try to blend it a little bit even more. Let's see how that works. A little bit in here. Trying to get some of the want some of these vines to still be visible against that blue. I might have to come in with that paint pen. Oh, that reminds me, I do need to actually get some of those paint pens out. Let's see, what do I have here? I think I have like a leaf here. Okay, that works. I have these awesome new Artistro pens, which I have not even swatched yet, but maybe I can find a nice green in here that we can use on this page. So I have two greens. So I have, what is this one? This one is not labeled. Not either of these labeled? Ah, darn it. I hate when that's not labeled. There's colors listed on here, but nothing on the pens themselves. Okay then. Well, let me shake these up and then we'll see how they work. Okay, I've got a couple. So this is like a darker green, and then this is a light green. So we're going to take this darker green color and just add in those areas where I went over the edge a little bit. Just add that color back in there. Okay, and then so it's going to have to be kind of the similar thing here. Okay, let's see if I... Okay, that is very yellowy green, but maybe I can make them blend a little bit if I add a little bit more. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, maybe I should start with the light. We're going to do that. And then we're going to add in this darker color right over the top. Yep, that looks better. Not exactly the colors that I was going for, but pretty close. Pretty close. I do like that I can just give it a little bit more color back in there. Okay. And thankfully, it's just a few of those vines. It's not all of them. But I can kind of get some highlights in there. These pens work really well. Okay, there we go. That brings those vines out a little bit better. Oh, I was going to do that over here too, wasn't I? Let me add in these highlights over here. All right, that looks better. Okay, let me get that back out of the way there. So now we need to work on this little bit. So I kind of want that to be like a goldeny brown color. So let me grab the colors for that. Okay, so we're going to attempt to use chocolate, sandbar brown, and goldenrod. I'm going to start with the goldenrod, I think, and just do a light layer right in this area. And then I'm going to use the sandbar brown. Okay, and then chocolate. All right, going back in with the sandbar brown. Okay, and then using this goldenrod again to kind of blend things out a little bit there. There's a big color change difference between those, so I might grab, I've got the sienna brown here, that might be a better transition color there. Yeah, that's probably better. And then I'll add that goldenrod on top just to kind of give a little bit of a highlight. And then of course I don't have enough contrast, so I'm going to add in a little bit more shadow here. Back in with the chocolate. So yeah, for some reason this book is taking a lot of layers, even with my Prismas. I don't mind it, but to get the look that I'm going for, definitely have to layer up. So that's the chocolate. Here's the sienna brown. And that's just lightly through the center there. And then goldenrod. There's like a nice warm brown in there. Okay. Now we have to work on the tower itself. So this part of the tower, so if we look at this, it does look like it's a light purple. And then down here, the bottom part is what turns into that cream color. Let's see, do I want to make that a light purple? I think I do. So I'm going to take my grade lavender and my lilac. And I'm going to color in the tower, this portion of the tower with those two colors. So I'm going to speed that up so you guys can see, but then I will talk to you again here in a second. Okay, and then I am going to use this white Posca and just kind of highlight these little cracks in the wall. I'm going underneath where the vines are. And on the opposite side of the darker color that I put down. I do want it to look like the vines are going over top of those cracks. So hopefully that does look like that. Okay. So that part's done. I need to add some detail to the roof. I think I need, let's see what I want to grab. I'm going to get, I think this dioxazine purple and probably the Parma Violet. And then the lavender. I think that's probably what I'll do. So let me add in the shading up at the top here, and then we will move on to the next section. right, I'm going to add in a little bit more shadow color with my dioxazine purple. This doesn't look shadowed enough for me. So yeah, I'm just going to add in underneath some of these bigger leaves, I think. I'm just going to add in some darker, a little bit darker purple, especially in some of the areas where like there's a bunch of stuff kind of close together. I'm going to just get some shadow going in there, like underneath things, and then I will use the, actually I'm going to use this lavender color to blend that out a little bit, give a little bit of a different tone into this background too. Yeah, and this color doesn't have to be everywhere. It just needs to be in a few spots. So I'm going to also add it into some of these cracks where it was darkest. Probably right up here would be really dark. Let's get some in here. Yeah, I don't really have a plan. I'm just kind of just trying to figure things out best I can, really. Just adds a little bit of extra. All right, what do we think? I think that looks okay, right? Maybe one more little light layer of the great lavender over here. Earlier on this area too, I was using my Derwent colorless blender instead of the Gamsol. I was trying something different, and I did like the way the Gamsol worked on the roof, but this area really, I think I liked the colorless blender a little bit better. I think that's good. This section in here, I am going to do like a wood, a nice wood piece in there. So like the inside of the tower is wood. And then I will do this part, the cream color, I think. I think that's my plan. So I am going to start this time with the sienna brown. That looks kind of like what I wanted. I'm going to add in this dark umber again underneath here because I feel like that area needs a little bit more contrast. Okay. And then we have this whole tower base down here, right? And the trees, and then Rapunzel. So let me figure out my colors for the base here. All right, so the colors I pulled, I have 70% French gray, I have sandbar brown, eggshell, peach beige, and putty beige. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to start with the base, I think, of this eggshell because I think that's closest to the color that I want. Actually, I might grab my white as well just to lighten this up if I need to. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a light layer. I'm gonna be doing the stones separately. So I'm not going to color on the stones right now. Okay, so I have the base layer of eggshell down, and I have a relatively clean blending stump. I'm going to grab some more Gamsol and see if I can blend this. All right, got that eggshell color all blended out. So now I'm going to come in with a little bit of the Sandbar Brown just on the edges, just like a light line of color right on the edge. And then along the edges of the top as well. So in between all of those vines, and then down this edge here. And again, this is all really lightly. And then we're gonna use, I don't like the color that I pulled here, so I need to find another color. Kind of like this peach beige. So I'm gonna try this peach beige, and I'm gonna blend outward from that Sandbar Brown with that peach beige. Okay, and then again, let's go back and just on the edges of the castle parts up in the corners, I do want that a little bit more defined. So I'm going to add in a little bit more of that Sandbar Brown back in there. And back over with the peach beige. Okay, where else did I add that? Okay, and then I'm going to do one more layer with my eggshell. Just very lightly, a little bit heavier towards the outside where I've got those colors, those other colors on the page already, but then lighter as I move towards the center of the tower. I don't want it to be too eggshelly. All right, and then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take those same colors, so that Sandbar, oops, get those guys out of the way. The Sandbar Brown, the peach beige, and the eggshell, and I'm going to make shadows underneath of the stones here. All right, and then one last little bit on here, I'm going to add in some, let's see, yeah, this 90% French gray. I'm just going to do that in the darkest bits where I really want a lot of shadow. Do need to add a little bit of shadow underneath the vine here. Oh, there's a crack right here. Darn it, I forgot about that one. Yep, okay. And then again, just right underneath and in the corners of where these blocks would meet. I want that nice and dark. Okay. And I think maybe just right along the edge of her hair here. I think it's kind of creating a little bit of a darker shadow this way. So we'll get that all done. Okay. All right, so that is that. I'm going to work on the stones a little bit. I'm going to mix together a bunch of different grays and this eggshell color again. So I'm going to start with this eggshell color all over the stones. just a light layer. All right, so then I have, what do I have in my hand here? I've got a 50% French gray. I want to mix in some, I've got that putty beige color, which I really like. 70% French gray. Let's do a 30 cool gray and 70% warm gray. So let's see what this does. I'm going to start with my lighter color. So I'm going to start with this cool gray. And I'm just going to pick a couple of spots on the blocks to color in. We're going to do these 3 blocks right here, and then I'm going to do the rest of them off camera. But it'll be the same kind of technique where I just select a couple of patches of color. And I'm switching to the 50% French gray. And I'm just kind of doing like random splotches and shapes. There's no rhyme or reason to this. This is just kind of wherever. I am going to leave a little bit of a light lip around the outside edge of this. So I'm going to actually go ahead and put this color here too. Okay, we're going to bring in some, this one is, what is this one? 70% warm gray. Okay, and then I've got the putty beige, which I'm gonna add in a couple of other places. Okay. Now, let me see if I have, let's just do this one. I'm going to use this 10% French gray to try to blend all of that together. So then I just kind of use a little bit of a more firm pressure and come over the top of that and kind of create a nice blended stone. So you can come back in with other colors too. Once you have those initial colors down, you can make things cooler, warmer, Frenchier, just by adding different grays or like even a brown to the stone as well. So you kind of get a cool mix. I am going to add in some white. We're going to do white in a couple of spots, specifically over where that cool gray was, to help maintain that. And then I am going to bring back in that 70% warm gray and just try to bring those corners back in a little bit. I like having those corners kind of defined a little bit, I think. I just like the way that looks with the stones for some reason. Okay, and then I'm going to blend that out. Let's blend that with the 50% French gray. And again, wherever stones would overlap each other, you're going to add in shadows there. Let me do this one just in case so you can, again, so you can see. So there's a nice overlap there. And then I want a little bit of a white of a lip. So I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm leaving just a little gap between where I'm putting the color and the line art. And then blend that back out with my 50. And there we go. So that's what the rest of these stones are going to look like. So I'm going to pop off camera real quick and do those, and I will be right back with you. All right, stones are all done. So next I want to focus on a little bit on Rapunzel, I think. Or maybe let's get these trees done really quick. Those ones are not going to take very long at all. I'm going to use this yellow chartreuse, and I'm just going to go along the edge of each of those trees like that. And then we'll take some of the apple green. Just going to color that whole thing in, almost the whole thing. All of these trees will basically be the same. Then we'll do, I'm going to do this Prussian green. And then let's grab, oh boy, you guys, I have pencils everywhere on my desk. Then I'm going to get the peacock green. Get a little bit of that in the corner. Yeah, and then I'm just going to layer that up. So I'm going to go back to the Prussian green. Then the apple green. And then a little bit of that yellow chartreuse. And that's basically it. I might add, you know what, I'm going to add a little bit more dark green in there because I really love that. I like that dark green color. Okay, so that's what all of the trees are going to look like. I think that's a pretty good mix. So let me get those done really quick. I'll do this one again too for you, just so you can see. So I have those first initial layers. So then I'm going to start with the dark green. Get that in there. Then we'll do some peacock. Then Prussian. And then the apple. And then a little bit of that yellow chartreuse at the end. And that's it. Okay, so I'm going to get those done really quick, and I will be right back with you. Alrighty, trees are done. And basically all I did is I focused the lighter color kind of where this light would be coming from. So that's really it. The other thing that I noticed that I do want to do is I want to darken up some of the shadows on the Inktense areas with the background here. So I am going to just add some of this dark green color right to the base of these trees here. Just right at the base. Oops, I went over a little too far on that one. Let me erase that a little bit. Let's try that again from the right angle. There we go. Okay, and then I want to add in a little bit of shadow where this hill is. And then back here where the shrubs are, and I'm just kind of blending it out a little bit. I'm probably going to need to blend in some of this peacock green too, because this is more closely in that color family. There we go. And then darken up the shadows right underneath the trees. And again, bring that peacock green in. This area right here is going to give me some trouble, I think. Let's try this parrot green and see. There we go. Okay. And then also like just right in like the deeper shadows of the bushes here. I want to get some of that darkened up a little bit. So I used that dark green, and now I'm using the peacock green. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm just going to get some shadow back underneath the parts of the bush too. So again, just using my dark green and then the peacock green. Okay, I think I am done with all of the green, which is a lot. It was a lot of green. All right, so now we can work on Rapunzel and the little birdies. All right, so I'm going back to my reference sheets, and I really like the color scheme in here and her beautiful blonde hair, so that is kind of the direction I'm going to be going. I think maybe I should do her hair first, I think. So I'm going to grab some pinks and some purples and a couple of greens to do the flowers. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do these flowers first. So this one I'm using blush pink. Just really lightly coloring with that. And then we're going to take this lavender color and get some of these little bits coming off here. Then I'm gonna use the, where is it? I think that this is the process red, I think. And I'm gonna get these guys colored in here. There's not going to be a ton of shading or anything going on with the flowers. Maybe this big one I'll add a little bit, but it's really just going to be basic flowers. I need a yellow. Okay, I grabbed canary yellow, and I'm just going to get those center flowers colored in. Okay. And then for the little greenery, I'm going to do, oh, I have another couple of little center pieces there. I'm going to do some, I'm going to do parrot green. And just get some of those colored in there. And then I'm going to go over top of that with the apple on the ends. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit more greenery. Only because if you look at some of these, like specifically the ones in her hair, she does have some greenery shooting out, or up at the top. I might hold off and do it up at the top and see how I feel about it. But it's going to be kind of the same thing. So this one is going to be a light purple flower instead of the light pink. And then we'll do, I've got a hot pink here for these flowers. And then we'll start with the apple green on this one. I'm going to be adding a little bit of the parrot. There we go. Same thing here. I'm just going to do apple green on the leaf and then add some parrot in there. And then I'm going to use this lavender color just in the very center of the flower here. And I'm going to use white actually on that one to blend that out a little bit. There we go. Let me grab, I've got mulberry that I'm going to add to the center of this one. That is very not the same tone, but I think it'll be all right. Okay, and then what else we have? We have these flowers up here. Let's do those ones. Yeah, I guess I'll just do the mulberry. And then some of this magenta, or process red, I think is what this one is. And then the one in her hair. So I want the one in her hair to be really light purple. So I'm going to start with my white. Make sure that's cleaned off. So I'm going to start with a layer of white. And then I'm going to take the lilac that I have and just do a few little lines. from the center, and then blend those out again with the white. Love it. Okay, then we've got, let's see, I'm gonna use this process red for these little flowers that are on the sides. Then we'll use some of these two colors again. I'm gonna do apple green first. And then we'll do the parrot green over top of that. And then I kind of want to do just like a little bitty, I don't even know what that is, just an extra little bits. Yeah, and then I want to take this apple green and just draw a couple little flowers coming off of here. And then let's go one this way. All right, I think that's good. I'm gonna go back over these with this apple green too. I don't like it quite so turquoisey that this parrot green comes out as. I like it more of the green. Kind of mesh with the other greens that we have going on. Okay, I like the flowers. What do we think? Flowers look okay? Now I'm gonna do her skin, and I'm gonna start with white actually. So I'm gonna do white right along this side of her face and a little bit on her hand right here. But then I'm gonna go over top of that with my canary yellow, but just very lightly and right where I put the white. I don't want to extend that any farther. And then we'll go in with some my light peach. Just color her whole hand that color. Let's go with the regular peach, and this one I'm gonna try to add in a little bit of a nose, just a little. She doesn't have any eyebrows either, I just realized that. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna get the eggshell, kind of blend these together a little bit. I'm gonna use this light peach to blend. Okay, and then we need a darker tone, so let's go with, use my sienna brown. Just in the corner there, blend that out with the peach a little bit. I don't know if that was the right color, but that's what's on there now. All right, and then I'm going to blend that all again with the eggshell. Just go over all of that. The nose kind of disappeared a little, but... All right, I am going to come in with my Parma Violet and try to change the tone of that just a little bit. I didn't like that brown that I put in there. I like to use this Parma sometimes on skin because it creates a nice shadow color. All right, let's see what that does. I'm blending that back out with my eggshell. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so then I'm gonna take a darker brown color. Let's see, maybe chocolate? Yeah, we're just gonna do chocolate. I'm just gonna add in little eyebrows. Just a little bit, and then I wonder what would happen if I used... Okay, and then I've just got this grayed lavender that I'm just drawing in a little bit of a nose shape, and I'm going to go actually back over the eyebrows with this grayed lavender too. And then underneath the hair here with the Parma. Try to blend that back out with my eggshell. Okay. All right, that looks good. I am gonna do a little bit of an outline on her eyelashes, but I'm gonna use using my 90% warm gray. And I'm just gonna outline the top part of her eye and then do a little bit of a swoosh from that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and color in the iris. Maybe on the lips, I could just go right over. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just going right over the lines there. Hopefully that doesn't look crazy. I do need to add some blush, so I'm gonna add in some blush here. And then, let's see if we can tone this back down. That was really, really bright. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add in a little white dot for a highlight on her eye. Okay, skin's done. Let's do her hair next, and then her shirt will be last. Let's see. Okay, for her hair, I have a mix of bronze, light umber, canary yellow, yellow ochre, and cream. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of them, but I'm going to attempt to use most of them. But I am going to start with the bronze and just kind of draw in a few strands. So first I'm going to follow the strands that are already in here. And where the shadows would be. So I'm just going to draw underneath where she's already drawn her lines in. And next I'm just going to add in a few more strands just to kind of give you an idea of where direction the hair is going. This is kind of reminiscent of how I do wood. I just kind of let the pencil go where it wants to go a little bit and draw in strands a little randomly. Okay, so there's that color. I don't think I'm going to use the umber yet. I do have to sharpen these other ones. Okay, next I'm going to use the yellow ochre, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing. Just a few strands here and there. And that's really going to warm up that yellow tone. I'm going to leave this section open here. I don't want to bring that color really into that area right now. And the same with right here. I'm going to leave that open as well. All right, I'm going to do yellow now. This is really, really bright yellow, so it is going to be super bright here. So now I'm treating this more like hair, like I would do like the flicking areas. And so I have a highlight here and a highlight here, but the rest of this is going to kind of just be, I'm still flicking, but it's more, it's a quicker flick so that I can get this done at some point today. All right, now I am going to come in with my, what is this, light umber. And just anywhere where there are shadows, I'm going to put a little bit of shadow. Add some of that shadow back into places. And then anywhere where the hair would be more in shadow, I'm going to flick some of that color in there. And then kind of blend it out with the other colors. Okay guys, we're so close to being done. We have these two little birds, which I still have not decided what color I want to make them. I do know that I want this little birdie's bow to be purple. So let's get that purple in there. So I'm using Parma Violet and then some of the, what is this, lilac. Okay. We'll have little yellow beaks, so I'm using my yellow ochre. I want something that's going to stand out a little bit from the background here. But I really don't know what color to make them. I guess I could make it purple. We could have a purple bird, right? There's no law against purple birds. So I'm going to start with my grayed lavender, and we're just going to kind of draw the wings in a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of shading on the head and the body. And then again with the wings, we'll get some shading back here and then draw like the lines for the wings. All right, so there's that one, and then we'll do Parma Violet on top of that. All right, All right, and then I'm just going to use the white to blend that out. That works, right? Okay. And then for the tail, I have this purple paint pen. Let's see what, oh yeah, that'll work. We can just do, we'll have the tail feathers be like this color. Does that look like a tail? I cannot tell if that looks like an actual tail. So let's do, we're gonna draw like a, kind of does. I really don't like that tail now that I've done that, but it is what it is, right? Okay. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing because I am a sucker for punishment. So we're going to start with my grade lavender. All right. And then I'm going to go over that with the Parma Violet. Okay. And then we will blend that out with the white. Boy, this is something else, huh? This is not how I imagine these birds looking, but that's okay. Let's try this again. So we're just gonna do little feather things. I guess that looks like, I don't know. I just don't know. This page has been just an experiment, hasn't it? Okay. I don't know if that's dry. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so I'm just going down through the center of those tail feathers with that Parma Violet. Okay, well, there's the birds. All right, now Rapunzel's outfit, and then we will be done, friends. Okay, so I like this mulberry color. I like this lavender color. I like the pink, oh shoot, what is this called? Deco Pink. We'll probably use that. And then let's grab the dark purple. All right, so I think the dark purple is going to go inside here. Then let's do, I kind of like the way that this has on the sleeves. It's got like that stripy color, so I'm going to do a little bit of that on the poofy sleeves here. So I'm going to draw in some lines. I'm going to thicken those up just a little bit so that I can get my other color in here without it being crazy looking. All right, let's do this mulberry color. Yeah, and then we're going to do a darker, I'm going to use that dark purple actually to kind of show that that's stopped right there. And I'm going to blend that with this Deco Rose. Nope, Deco Pink. And then I think this part is all going to be this Deco Pink color. And then again right here I think is all going to be this dark purple. And I'm going to shade a little bit with the hot pink. I need to darken this color up a little bit. I might have to use that Posca that I just Yeah, that works. Okay, and then I'm going to use my gold, what is this? Dual metallic? Yeah, gold dual metallic, and draw in the little lines on her dress. All right, what else do we need to do, guys? I think I might just do, yeah, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I'm gonna take my ivory and I'm gonna do just like a couple little dots around these flowers. All right. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to do. I think that I want to add in a little bit of some white lines on the water here, just to make it look like it's water. So I'm just gonna use my white pencil and draw those in a little bit, just in the areas where there are no lights. I think we're done. Holy moly. All right, let me zoom out and we can look at the whole thing together. Hang on a second. All right, my friends, this is where we started off. I was very inspired by this background image. Of course, the beautiful Rapunzel with the flowers in her hair, the colors from the tower here, and this lovely little sun design that is all over the Rapunzel movie. And this is what we ended up with. I think it turned out really awesome. I was very concerned for a while. I was kind of done at a couple of points, but I got through it. And I think the inspiration images really did help. They gave me a focus and a direction that I might not have gone otherwise. And I just really liked this. I like the way that it turned out. So yeah, that is it. If you have followed along with me, if you've colored this page with me, I would love to see it. You can send me a message you can tag me on Instagram at Elm Colors. You can send me an email, elmcolors@gmail.com. But yeah, even if you didn't do all the same stuff and just colored this page while I was coloring, let me know and I would love to see it. Yeah. Really happy with the way that this turned out. I hope you guys loved it as well. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.